Tracy with another episode of Salad and Wine. This is our 20th episode. I can't believe I made it this long. Anyways, today we're going to make a special salad for a special friend. One thing she wanted was glazed walnuts. Now we have 7 walnut trees, so I have lots and lots and lots of walnuts. The worst thing about walnuts is having to crack them. So see these walnuts? I'm going to sit and I'm going to crack them. So then I can prepare the glaze and you mix the walnuts inside. So these walnuts are pretty good. We harvested them at the end of October and now they're dry and ready to be used. And I'm not going to bore you watching me crack a gazillion walnuts. I'm just going to show you. I'm like not a professional walnut cracker. And how we get going. So there you go. 2 halves of a walnut. We'll be back. Okay, so the cracking is done. Look at all the mess. Now, since we have an organic orchard, we sometimes get bugs. So all I want to say is if you take a walnut out of a shell, make sure it's nice and blonde, no spiderwebby, speckly, yucky stuff, because the worst thing ever is getting moths in your pantry. Okay, so we don't want to have any problems like that. So what we have to do first is we have to heat the walnuts up. Okay, so I preheated the oven for 350 degrees and I'm going to spread these. I'm doing 8 ounces. Okay, it's dangerous to have too much of these laying around because then they become snack food. So I'm just cooking enough just to make 1 salad for tonight, and we're just going to do 8 ounces. So we'll heat that up in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes until they're like, you can smell them, and then we're going to go ahead and make the syrup. Okay, so now that while the walnuts are cooking in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and get the glaze started. So the first thing we need to do is take a cup of sugar. Then we have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Fat burner. Okay. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 6 tablespoons of milk. Now we're going to mix that up and cook it on the stove. You need to get a candy thermometer and you cook it until it reaches 236 degrees. Got it. Soft ball candy stage. Okay, you don't want hard candy, you want it to be the soft kind. So we're going to go ahead and cook this up. Then when the walnuts are out of the oven and this is ready, then we will combine them. Okay, so see how this is cooking up? It is getting to the soft stage. It is currently, let's see what that candy thermometer says, about 225, 230 degrees. It's getting very, very close. It needs to be about 236, so we don't want to overcook it. And now it sounds like the walnuts are chiming in. Let's see how those look. Okay, those are looking pretty toasty. Time to take them out. Okay, so our mixture here is hot and it's ready. And dummy me forgot to turn off, or forgot to put a thing over the candy thermometer and picked it up with my fingers and burnt them. So that's just lovely. And I also realized that I was supposed to do a half batch, but ended up cooking a whole batch of sauce or whatever this stuff is, and only a half a batch of walnuts. So we are gonna have like double-decker candied walnuts. Kind of crazy. So we will see how that happens. So now we're gonna mix it all together, and after it's mixed, we will spread it out on a pan to dry. Okay, so now we gotta do this quick before it dries, okay? So you gotta mix, 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 mix. get all the walnuts all nice and coated. And then what we're going to do is pour them back on the pan. Put wax paper on your cookie sheet. This is actually a jelly roll pan. And then we are going to dump the walnuts out onto the pan. Okay. And separate them out so that they're individual pieces so that they dry like a nice individual piece of candy. Now it's afternoon, so we're going to let these sit until evening, and then tonight I'll come back and we will assemble the salad. Hi, this is Tracy, and we are here for an episode of Salad and Wine to finish up what we started earlier. This is my BFF Marianne, and this is her double nickels birthday, and we are here to celebrate. So we have a bottle of Ferrari Carano, one of our favorite Chardonnays, and she got anxious and already poured herself a glass for the birthday girl glass, okay? And I am going to pour myself a glass, and then we will assemble the salad that we started earlier. Okay? So cheers to my BFF. Happy birthday. Love you. Now let's get on with the show. I have a studio audience today, and he is enjoying this. So, my wonderful mother-in-law already pre-cleaned the salad greens and shredded them. How lucky am I? And here's the deal. I am totally done with bag salad. Okay? I am over it, and this is the only way we're going to do salad is by fresh heads of lettuce. Okay, so we fill our beautiful bowl with the greens. Next, I diced a fuji apple. So we're going to sprinkle this around.
I don't like Fuji.
It is going to be a beautiful salad. Next we have blue cheese crumbles. That is because my mother-in-law doesn't like goat cheese or feta, so she wanted blue cheese. And since she is preparing our dinner tonight, I was not about to argue. So remember those walnuts that I candied earlier? Well, we are going to break them up and add them to the salad. You want to taste one?
Not to.
And our studio audience is cackling over there. So then what we do is we put the walnuts in a bag and lightly tap them down. We don't want them to be too small in bits, so we're just going to sprinkle it around.
Great flavor.
Aren't they good? Mm-hmm. So these are from our trees. Remember, when you crack a walnut, if it's not a beautiful blonde color, throw it away. Okay. So I was going to make a champagne dressing, but my mother-in-law, the chef behind me, who's making a delicious calamari dinner, she said, "Oh, Tracy, but I love your balsamic vinaigrette, so you just make that." So I said, okay. So this recipe, half a cup of balsamic, half a cup of olive oil, 4 garlic cloves, and about a tablespoon of Dijon, and then put it in the blender so it all emulsifies really good. And then just drizzle it on lightly. We don't want too much dressing. It takes away the flavor of everything else.
Smells good.
So there you have it. We will toss this and serve it with our delicious dinner that my awesome mother-in-law made. And this is Tracy and Marianne with Salad and Wine. Bon appetit.
Thick Bobby Flay couldn't have done it any better.
Couldn't have.